Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hi if you're new here, my name is Cal, nice to meet you. Guess what? It's time for our very first paint and spill update video with none other than one of my favourite people, Heather Bowling. In today's video we're going to sit down and chat all things locked in, which we didn't chat about last time because Heather just didn't particularly want it to be a point of conversation, but this time she was ready to chat about it. Becoming official with Tays, getting a new house, becoming a cat mom, how her business is going. Like, we covered all bases in today's video and it was such a lovely video to film. It always makes me so inspired and happy to see such amazing people thrive. And yeah, I'm gonna keep this intro short and sweet because today's video is not about me. But yeah, enjoy the video, let me know your thoughts below, and also comment below who you'd like to see next, if it's an update video or if it's their first time here on Paint and Spill with me. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Love you all.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Painted and Spill featuring Hev. We're going to the National Influencer Awards. What have you been nominated for?
Best Beauty Influencer of the Year, which I'm kind of unsure how.
Come on.
What have you been nominated for?
Most aspirational influencer, obviously.
Yeah, better. So, guys, I sound like a man today, which I'm not a fan of.
You are a man. Sorry, how dare I?
Clocked it. Basically, I would have done an introduction already at this point, but Paint and Spill is back for round 2, and
Woo!
we obviously had to have... Was you our first guest last time or our second?
I think I was
I think you were second.
second. Anna was the first, wasn't she?
Yeah. We are opening up season 2 of Paint and Spill with the one and only Heather Bowling.
Oh, stop it.
Insert
Thank you so
cheers
much
here.
for having me.
No, thank you for joining us always. Basically, yeah, these videos have not been around for a hot minute, like 7 months. Oh, that's so bad.
I know you need to be
Maybe 6
consistent.
months.
Everyone in the comments tell Callum he needs to be consistent with Paint and Spill.
I know, it was such a fun series.
We're going to spill the goss today as well, guys.
Yeah, we are.
I feel like last time I filmed this,
She was giving shy.
I was shy and I was also so tired.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh, you
remember?
had literally been back from locked in for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was the winter months. I was dry, crusty, I had greasy hair, but today I'm on top form. I've fake tanned, my skin feels great. I've got my hair in pins.
You look great. The glam's about to eat the
So
girls
excited.
up.
We're doing a Kylie Jenner theme.
Yeah, we are.
Inspired.
And Heather actually looks so much like Kylie Jenner in the video. You do.
I don't. I will by the end of this.
Yeah.
Watch out, Kylie.
Just a quick introduction. Who is Heather Bowling? We're not going to go into it too much because if you want to know the backstory, how Heather got to where she is, etc., etc., all that can be found in episode 1, which I will link in the description.
So, Heather Bowling is 21-year-old influencer.
You was 20 last time.
I know. Time flies. I'm
Who
a
is Heather Bowling then?
21-year-old influencer from Ormskirk, but I live in
Ormskirk.
Manchester.
Basically St Helens.
No.
I'm from St Helens, so
I do
steady
not-
on with that.
I do not claim St Helens.
I claim St Helens.
Yeah, that's fine. St Helens is a lovely place. However, I was born in Ormskirk. And I've actually almost finished uni now. I was going to say I'm a uni student, but technically I'm not. My student beans and uni days has run out, so
That's it.
I guess now I'm just a deadbeat influencer. But I also co-own a beauty brand called By Babes.
Which is smashing it, may I add.
Smashing it. I'm so excited for all the new products we're going to come out with.
I know, I just had a little sneak preview there.
Yeah.
It's looking excited.
Soon you're going to be able to do a full face with me with just By Babes.
I'm living for it. And still need to get the lash serum, such a fair friend.
Oh my god, I could have literally brought you one. I've got a massive box in my apartment just sat there near the door.
I can imagine.
I just hand them out willy-nilly nowadays.
So, we did chat a little bit last time, Heather, about how By Babes came about. I just want to tap back into that, like, how it's going. Like, you're obviously doing these big events and, like,
Yeah.
the community is forever growing. How are you
Yeah.
finding it?
It's been amazing. The community events are just my favourite part of it. That's
How
like...
does that work? Like, how do people get to go to that?
So, obviously, all the tickets are free, and then we've mainly done events in Manchester, but we've just had one in Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
And
Wasn't it at, like,
it was-
a cafe or something?
Yeah, it was at the Juice Jar in Dublin, like city centre. It was crazy. absolutely crazy.
It looks so good.
500 people were there at 9 o'clock in the morning. There were girls that had like got on the train from Belfast to Dublin, and they'd been there since 5 a.m. It was absolutely wild. I get so much adrenaline from community events where I get to meet everyone. But that's mine and Megan's biggest ethos. Is that a word?
Yeah, like brand value.
Yeah, like we want to put emphasis on the community and the people who've supported us from the beginning, because obviously I'd still say we are a small business, but we've grown so much, and it's thanks to the likes of like everyone of my followers and like our community who support us. So that's like everything that we make from the business, we invest back into community events. We're planning one for London.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
Do you know in that place in London, that big centre where they've got the screens?
Oh, I know what you're on about. I don't know what it's called, but I'm with you.
It's not the square, is it?
It's right opposite a tube station.
Yeah. Anyway, we're looking there for our next big event. And yeah, so hopefully just like in the next year, so many more community events.
Is that like what your favourite thing to do is?
I love it. We had that sushi one in, what was the kitchen called?
Downstairs?
Yeah, what's that place?
Food Sorcerer?
Food Sorcery, that was so fun. It was like a cooking sushi day. It was dead wholesome.
Yeah, there was so many people there, because I walked past when Heather was having it, and I texted being like, oh my god, so proud of you, like, it looks incredible.
It was so good. So embarrassing though. I didn't know where it was, and everyone was like queuing up outside. And I walked straight past it, and like all the girls that were there were just kind of like staring at me.
Like, not saying.
And then I had to walk back past them all, and I was like, hi everyone.
That's so you did though.
I literally walked straight past.
Not knowing where your own event is.
No.
Sorry guys, we just took a little bit of a break. Are you okay?
Yeah.
We just took a little bit of a break while we carved the top of Heather's brows. Very serious business.
It's a very tedious process.
It is a very tedious process.
A lot of concentration is required.
Yeah,
So
absolutely not talking.
We couldn't yap, could we?
No. So, I just want to jump in because where we left off last time, you'd just come off lockdown.
Yeah.
We didn't really actually tap into it at
no,
all.
we didn't. God, that feels like a lifetime ago. Like, been like 7 months since lockdown. It feels like 5 years ago.
It's been 7 months.
Yeah, I just feel like
It feels even to me that it was like so long ago.
I just feel like a million things have happened since lockdown. It just feels like a lifetime ago. I can't even remember it.
Let's jump into lockdown. So, lockdown, how did it come about? How did you find it? Now that you're ready to chitter-chatter.
Now I'm ready to speak on the whole thing.
Do you want to, they can edit this out, but do you want to say, like, last time it was like, let's not talk about that?
Yeah, no. I think... I was just so confused coming out of lockdown, because 1 minute I was getting so much hate for being a player with Tays and trying to steal all his money. And like slagging him in the girls' room, and I was getting bombarded with. I had to turn my DM requests off because loads of 14-year-old boys were messaging me telling me I don't deserve to live.
That's why we didn't speak about it last time, guys. It was a little bit raw.
Yeah, it was raw. But like I pulled myself out of it, and I was like, come on, this literally doesn't matter. Like my audience is girls anyway. My manager was saying to me like, the girls will back you, and me and Mikey were fine.
Yeah,
well, we were fine, but I think he was...
Because you said that to me at the time, you was like, I'm only really bothered about, like, if we're okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's what was on your mind. I think you was going out on a date with him, like, the day after we filmed it.
We actually didn't end up going. We were both kind of flapping it at the start, you know. Because...
Just, like, a little bit panicked by the whole situation.
Yeah, and I think, obviously, he had his pride, which is very understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time I was just like, I was so confused because I was getting all this hate, and then next minute I was getting loads of love for the "my bed on the floor" meme. My bed on the floor. Which was so random. Like when I came out and that episode came out and everyone was
my
like...
bed on the floor.
I was
Please.
like,
How did you say it?
to Thomason, and Scouse had put my bed outside, and Thomason was like, do you not think that's romantic? And I was like, what? In the cold, in winter, my bed on the floor.
My bed on the floor.
But I don't even know why I said it like that. And then next
my
minute,
bed on the floor.
it's
I need to listen to it.
And then this haunts me, you know.
Why?
When I came out of locked in, I was sat in the library at uni, just trying to do my work, and this big group of boys came over to me, and they went, can you say it? And I was like, took my glasses off, I was like, what? And they were like, say it. And I was like, what? And they went, my bed on the floor, say it. And they all had their phones out and they were filming me, and I was just sat there doing my work, and I went, my bed on the floor. And they all started creasing.
Not
and,
in the middle of uni.
In the library, and like everyone was clocking on to that it was me, my bed on the floor girl.
I need to listen.
That's romantic. Huh? You don't think that's romantic at all?
What, in the cold? In winter?
Nah, but obviously...
My bed on the floor.
You would wear...
Like, why did that even go viral?
My bed on the floor.
So I was so confused, because then that went viral and everyone was like, oh my god, that's so funny. And
Love
then
her again.
yeah, so I was so confused, and then next minute there was edits of me doing the griddy to like football memes. I don't know if you've seen them.
What's the gridder?
Like the...
yeah.
So then that was going viral, and there was an edit of me doing the griddy, and then this famous footballer doing it that had like 500k likes. So I was so confused. I was saying to my friends, I was like, have I done well coming off the back of this? And they were like, well, your following's literally tripled.
I did.
Yeah, so I went into locked in with 600k, and then when I came out I had 700, and now it's at like almost 1 million.
Oh, she's nearly in the milli club.
Yeah, Anastasia, watch out.
You're gonna see her in a bit, I'll tell her about it. Emma said you better watch out. It's part of the milli club. Guys, if you've seen the actual book nook I'm in right now to get round this side.
He is crawling in and out of these wires.
I really am, there is wires everywhere. And you just get this clean, picturesque setup.
But yeah, I was just like very confused, and then I didn't post for a bit, and then I posted, and then I felt better because like all of my audience, like all the girls were like, Hev, like we missed you. And then I think people just came to the realisation that it wasn't that deep. Like when they seen that me and Mikey were fine and we were friends again, they were like, oh, like it's literally not that deep.
I think the internet sometimes, like, people have such ride-or-die fans, like, they get a little bit too concerned, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But then also remember, like, you probably don't realise, like, the half of the truth, or...
Yeah, and how
really
much is actually edited out. And
yeah.
I was grateful that, like, when I came out of Locked In, everyone defended me and kind of said, like, on podcasts and stuff, Mia, bless her, she was like, so much is edited out that you didn't see that was made certain people, like, look in a different light that wasn't the case. But yeah, it was 1 week of hell, and then after it, people just kind of forgot about it, and
then here we are.
You know that Nicki Minaj lyric that's like, 1 minute they hate me, then they love me.
Yeah.
Ain't got no funny.
Is that how you was feeling?
Yeah, I was so confused.
But we're back. We're back in business. We're back alive. We're back
alive.
Thriving. Other than that, like, your actual time in the house, how did you find it? So I feel like we really didn't touch base on any of the...
Yeah, I was just like, nah, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, Heather turned up, she was like, we'll speak about anything, just not locked in.
Yeah,
like, Heather,
even though I just come
off it.
I loved everyone in there, like, got on with everyone, but I think I was just so anxious during the day. I loved the night times when the cameras, like, weren't on, not because I was getting in bed with my boyfriend, but because, like...
Oh, she's got a boyfriend!
Just because the cameras were off and, like, there was no pressure and no one was acting up for the cameras as well. I felt like I could be like, oh, do you know what I mean? Because I was very hyper aware of the cameras when I was in there, and I wasn't myself type of thing. But at night time it was so fun. Like me, Jack, Mia and Mikey, Tays, we'd like make a den in the bedroom when we had the baller bedroom, and we'd just sit under the quilt, like, because we put all the beds together and make a den, and we'd sit under the quilt, and Jack would just be telling like the funniest stories ever, and there was just like no pressure. It was like a big sleepover every night where everyone would just chat.
And you could just spend time with, like, people you like.
Yeah.
Off your phone.
Yeah, loved not being on my phone. But then during the days when we were doing like the challenges, I hated them. Every time that ding went off and it was like, housemates, head to the challenge area, I felt like I was going to be sick.
It's
And
not your vibe.
no, I just wanted to like sit on the couch and be non-verbal.
Unfortunately, not allowed.
No, I know. I was also overstimulated a lot of the time. And moving on to the next thing is that when I actually came out of locked-in, the amount of messages I had off girls telling me that I was autistic and had ADHD was crazy.
People had like messaged you.
Yeah, that's how I went to get a test. Because they were saying that they noticed like traits in me in themselves as neurodivergent girls, and they were saying that I was like masking, and they could tell that I was overstimulated. They could like see it on my face. They could see that I was like missing social cues.
What the
So many DMs, Callum. It was
and
mad.
that's how this all came about?
Yeah. Well, I think I kind of shunned it off at first until when me and Mikey got together, and he said something to me like, oh, you miss social cues. And I was like,
what is a social cue?
So like when you walk into a room and you say hiya and then you have small talk and you like interact with people, just like politeness.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're dead rude. I was like, what? No, I'm not. Like, I feel like I make such a conscious effort to be polite.
To be nice, yeah.
To like, do you know what I mean?
Be welcoming and like chat. And
yeah. So I was a bit gutted, and then he was like, nah, you don't mean it. You can tell you don't mean it. You just miss social cues. So I was like, right, this. I'm going to go and actually, like, maybe all those DMs were at a point. And he always used to, like, joke about me being autistic. And I thought that was just, like, like, funny inside joke.
Yeah.
And then I actually got diagnosed, and he was like, yeah, I wasn't joking, Heather.
Yeah, not like I was being serious.
And I was like, oh, cool.
Well, at least you know now.
Yeah.
So, how have you been finding it? Because, have you spoke about this yet? I feel like I've not seen you speak about it.
I've spoke about it on Snapchat, but I've not done a TikTok just because I feel like there's a massive discourse of people saying that all influencers nowadays get diagnosed with ADHD and autism, and I just can't the backlash, like.
Which is just actually so ridiculous, because
like,
that's
what
something
makes
you're
you
going
exempt,
through.
What makes you exempt from being neurodivergent because you're an influencer? It doesn't make sense, but
that's just something you're going through.
yeah.
How do you feel like getting diagnosed was definitely for the better, like a good option? Like, do you feel better for it?
It felt like a relief, kind of, with the double diagnosis. Just because, like, a lot of the things the psychiatrists were explaining to me...
Yeah, sorry, rewind. We actually didn't say that you did get diagnosed.
Oh, yeah, about 2 weeks ago. With ADHD and autism, so I think it's called ADHD. AUDHD. But it felt like a relief because the psychiatrist was explaining to me like all these things that I've experienced in my childhood and as an adult, and like explained it as masking and like high functioning, and it just felt like a relief because I remember as a kid I was always made to feel like I was rude. And I was always misinterpreted, or I'd always misinterpret sarcasm a lot.
It's like...
Yeah, and I got this, like, ongoing joke in my family that I was dead serious and I couldn't take a joke. And I remember as a kid being dead frustrated by that because I was like, no, I understand, but I just don't, like...
Find it funny or, like,
yeah. Yeah. So it was just a relief, really.
It kind of answered questions that you didn't even realise you had type thing.
Yeah. But then also, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the grieving process because, especially when you start taking meds for ADHD.
How have you found that process? Because I was speaking to Heather like a little bit, we touched base before we got started, and I was saying like I've seen so many horror stories, so like I was intrigued to see how Heather found her experience, like starting her medication for ADHD, etc.
Well, the first day, like you said before, your mind kind of just goes quiet and you can
Which is probably the first time ever.
Yeah, like, I was like, is this how people without ADHD just live day to day, where they can just do stuff without having to think about it or listen to music and create scenarios in their head because they're so bored with everyday life. But I was saying to Callum, one really random thing was that this is going to sound so stupid, but I was picking my socks up off the floor and like underwear without having to think about it, and that sounds so daft, but usually if I was to do something like that, I'd have to say to myself, like, right, I'm going to go
We need
pick
to do this
my
now,
socks
like,
off the floor. I'd have to have my music in. I'd have to make it a task, but I was just doing it without having to think, which I've never ever done before. And then I think for the few days after that, I was kind of like grieving, like what my life kind of could have been like in school, and obviously I've finished uni now.
Like what it would have been like if you'd have done this before.
If I'd had that focus like during school, and I didn't get upset, but I was just a bit like, oh, like I feel like I could have done so much more with, you know, like my A-level results or uni exams.
Your time and things.
Yeah, and I could have been more productive. But
well, I think you still smashed it, nonetheless.
Yeah.
You still work very hard. So
It's just weird to think that like that's normal. Like when I take those, that's what a normal brain feels like.
Jinx. Are you finding everything to be better though?
Yeah, well, I was saying to you, I did have that one off day where I just felt so miserable, but I asked my Snapchat and they said it's pretty normal to have your emotions to fluctuate a lot whilst your body's kind of like getting accustomed to it,
like
getting used to it. So I've stuck with it and each day feels better. I actually didn't take it yesterday and I noticed such a massive difference because I felt like after the first few days I was like, oh, I don't even notice a difference anymore. But then I didn't take it yesterday because I had a drink.
Yeah.
You're not meant to drink on them, and I noticed such a difference. It was mad.
Crazy. Because I don't think I've ever like publicly admitted it, but I take sertraline for bad anxiety, like depression, whatever else. If I don't take it, I don't necessarily feel it for like a day, but then the day after, like today, because I'm waiting for a repeat prescription, like I literally said to Billy this morning, like I feel like I could just hide away for like the rest of the day. Like
it's crazy,
it's
isn't it?
Yeah.
When have you, like, how long have you been taking sertraline for?
I think I started sertraline in 2021.
So a lot. Like
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah. And I was really terrified at the start, and then I did stop for like 7 months, and then I was just like, it's not worth it.
Are you meant to take breaks with it?
No.
You're not?
Cold turkey.
Because I think with ADHD meds you can take break like on the weekends. But whilst you're just getting started, you're meant to take it every day just to get used to it. Oh, I love that black wing.
It's just like a little...
Feels sultry and sexy.
It's actually brown.
Oh, is it?
Right, guys, I am just going to pop off camera really quick just to give Heather a tight line, which is just awful for everyone involved. And then when we've got the liner done, we'll come back and continue chatting. We still need to speak about the new home. You're a mother now.
Cat mother.
Yeah, you're actually fully wife. Period.
I know.
So,
why am I like fully settled down?
I know.
For the past 6 months.
6 months, crazy. But we'll jump back on in literally 2 seconds and chat about it.
We're back, guys.
We're back and jumping straight in. Your wife, Heather.
I am.
What the hell?
What the helly?
The last time I seen you was about to like go on a date with Micah Tays. What do you call it, Micah? Micah.
So that was the MTV Awards, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we weren't really speaking, like, when we came out of locked in. We were just seeing each other for content.
Oh, and that's the... Clap that.
Not that type of content.
Oh!
Is that what you were talking about? Oh!
I was just talking about general content. I was saying, oh, clap that.
No, we were like...
Whatever content you want to call it.
We were just, like, he was doing YouTube videos off the back of locked in, and he was like, yo, whatever, do you want to be in this video with me? So I was like, yeah,
That's good accent.
cool, I know.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Proper manny bird. So I was like, yeah, cool, like, saying to my friends, like, yeah, I'm like, we're just filming videos, like, we're just doing streams. And, like, we knew that everyone, like, had us in this situation. And then when we'd film the videos, it was kind of like I'd say to my friends, I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing him, but it's only for content. It's only for content.
Yeah, like, you was excusing it for yourself.
Yeah, I think we both were. And then it wasn't until one of the streams that we did with... because, like, we were texting in that, but it wasn't, like, really in that way. if you get me.
We were just chatting.
Yeah, like we were just chatting.
We were just chitter-chattering.
And obviously, like, I'd said that about him in Locked In, so it wasn't like he wasn't pursuing me,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
He said, "Fuck you."
But I knew he liked me.
Yeah.
I could tell, but it wasn't
You got the vibe.
Yeah, but it was like he was acting nonchalant, like not. But I knew he liked me. But it wasn't until the stream that we did with Michael and Scouse where we had a bit of a bust up where someone had asked me if I find another YouTuber attractive, and I'm so awkward, Callum, and it was like on live stream as well.
And what did you say? Did you say yeah?
No, it was like drink or answer the question, so I drank because my logic was, if I say no now, I'm going to get so much hate from this guy's audience because he's got a proper die-hard audience. And I was like, bear in mind, I'd just come off the back of Locked In where I was already getting so much hate. I was like, oh my God, like, what do I even do in this situation?
Yeah.
So I drank, and then Mikey was like annoyed at it. So then something clicked in my brain and I was like, he likes me, like he's jealous.
Yeah, he's jealous that you drank the drink.
Yeah, and I could tell his head was gone, but I was so confused because I was like, we haven't even had a conversation about liking each other. I think we both got caught up in Locked In with like the whole thing, like the narrative, but I don't think we couldn't tell if it was real. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, because there was so much pressure in Locked In, I think we'd both kind of shunned it off. But then it wasn't until he kind of got jealous that I drank that drink for the question. And then I was like,
Oh,
he's
about
jealous.
that, yeah.
He's jealous, like...
You was feeling good. Like,
Yeah. And I said to my friends, I was like, he must like me or something, because his head's just gone at me finding someone else attractive, which I didn't, by the way. As I've just explained, I didn't know what to do. I was awkward when I was on stream.
I think I'd do that though as well. Just out of like,
I know. I was like, oh,
panic.
bad move. Anyway, and then we had a conversation that night, and I was feeling dead shit because I knew I was about to go and get loads of hate, and like there was clips, and I was saying to him, I was like, I'm gonna go home now. And then when I got home, he'd like sent me this paragraph, basically just.
Confess his love.
Not really. It was more nonchalant than that. But basically saying about how his head's gone and he's confused. So we both said, right, let's go on a date. No cameras, no content, like, just us two. We're not filming any videos. Like, let's just see how it is with just
like,
us two.
Let's go for the sole purpose of going on a date.
Yeah, like, because we were so confused, like, let's see if it's real type thing.
Yeah.
And then we went... So he got me an Uber to Dakota.
Oh, period.
And he was sat there in his tracksuit waiting for me, and I walked in, and I remember I was so nervous. I'd never been so nervous in my entire life.
That's so funny as well, because it's not like it was your first time spending time with it.
Because I'd literally known him for almost a month. I'd spent 2 weeks living with him, and I was so nervous to see him, like just us two in like an intimate environment. And no cameras, like there was no content, it was no excuses this time. It was just us two seeing each other for the sole purpose of seeing each other. And then I sat down and he'd gotten me a porn star, and I had like watery eyes. And he was like, why are your eyes watering? I was like, oh, they just water when I'm nervous. And then he was like, oh, come here. And then he gave me a hug, and I was like, I'm really sorry about yesterday, like I didn't think it'd upset you. I didn't think, like, my brain was just gone.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
It wasn't that serious. Like, for me, like, I just would panic.
Yeah.
Like, type thing.
And then there was, the whole date, there was, like, no awkwardness at all. We were just, like, getting on, bouncing off of each other. And then he stayed the night at mine. Yeah, still lived in Fallowfield. And then he stayed over. And then that next morning, I was like, oh... when can I see you again?
Oh.
And from then, we've just not really spent a day apart, and that's just how it happened.
I love that though. Natural progression.
That wasn't until the end of November as well.
And when did you get out of Locked In?
Like the start of November, but it wasn't until the end of the month when we went on that first date, and then
when it was like actually for you, so not for like
content. And then I remember, because we both had this conversation before the date about both of us being confused.
Yeah.
And then I remember I texted him saying, I'm not confused anymore. And he replied saying, neither am I. Like, that date had, like, solidified the fact that, like, the feelings that we had were real, and it wasn't
just for
it wasn't
of
like
it.
yeah. And then
That's so
literally
cute, though.
since that day it moved so quick. Like, I think we went to the cinema that next week, and then we went ice skating, and then
Did you go out Tringo?
no, we just went in town. Because it was when the Christmas markets were on. We were seeing each other, but we were keeping it on the DL. Like, we weren't girlfriend and boyfriend yet.
When did the infamous TikTok come about? Have a ball and is no longer single.
That was when we were in Dubai.
Oh, because you said to me, I'm sure if I remember correctly, you was like, he's asked me to go to Dubai.
Yeah. So he asked me to go to Dubai for his birthday, and I was like, yeah. But then at this point, we weren't girlfriend and boyfriend, right? And I'll tell you the story in a sec. We weren't girlfriend and boyfriend, but we were spending pretty much every day together, like staying in each other's houses. And then I remember, he's never had a girlfriend before either. And I remember we were in bed this one morning, and I said to him, like, oh, I'm going home for Christmas soon. I really want you to meet my mum and dad. Because after that first date we had, I was set on him being my boyfriend. Like you know when you just know,
yeah.
I was like, he's going to be my boyfriend. I remember going home to my friends, and I was like, in less than a month, he'll be my boyfriend. And I said to him, I was like, I really want you to meet my mum and dad. And he was going, nah, it's heavy this, because he's never met someone's parents before.
The sheer panic.
He panicked so much, and he was like, nah, like, do I have to give a speech and that? And I was like, no.
Yeah, you do.
And then he met my parents, and the day he met my parents, we were like GF and BF. Well, GF and BF.
Girlfriend, boyfriend.
I said to him in bed, we were talking about our feelings.
Oh, that's nice.
And I was like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel about me? And he was going, oh, like, I've just never felt like this. He was like, I really care about you. And I was like, come on, give me a bit more. And he
Tell
was
me
like,
more.
And he was like, it's hard. He was like, it's hard for me to explain it, but like, I've never felt like this. And I was like, what would help you like explain your feelings more? And he was like,
no, I can imagine.
Callum.
Imagine.
And then
look that way.
And then I, Miss Ballsy, I went, would it help you if I told you I was in love with you? And he just went, he did like some weird football celebration. He put his hands up and he went, oh my God. And he was like, I'm so glad you said that, because I didn't want to say it first, yeah, in case you didn't feel the same. And I was like, no, I feel like I made it very obvious that I'm in love with you.
So you was the one that said it first?
Yeah, I'm big me.
Big.
I was so impatient as well. After I told him I was in love with him, I was like, can you just be my boyfriend now? And he was like, I need to ask you. I was like, I've just asked you, like, it's done. And then
Is that how it come about?
yeah, I said to him, I was like, can you please just be my boyfriend now? And he was like, no, I need to ask you. And then he went, I'll ask you in an hour. And it was like 2 a.m. I was like, no, we're just GF and BF now.
I'll ask you in an hour. It's so good.
It was so funny. He won't tell anyone that though, that I asked him to be my boyfriend. I was just so like
impatient.
Yeah, I was like,
he was ready for it to be.
Yeah, especially because we were going to Dubai as well. But he said he was planning. He said he was planning on asking me in Dubai and doing some like gesture.
A big gesture.
Yeah.
But I think like when it's you getting into a relationship, I don't feel like the big gesture is necessary. It's nice to like.
It was so natural.
Be wholesome.
Yeah, it just happened.
Do you know what like these people are getting like rooms full of roses and this that and the other to be asked to be the girlfriend? I think
it's a bit much, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like it's just a very like little like cute set between you, small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like no pressure then.
There's no, do you know what I mean? Imagine
Yeah.
you walk into like you're secretly like just there for the vibes and the holiday.
Yeah.
And then you walk into this massive room full of roses.
Bless Mikey though, for when Valentine's Day he asked me to be his Valentine like that.
Oh, I love that though.
Yeah.
I've never been asked to be someone's Valentine.
Does Billy not ask you?
He doesn't ask me no.
Billy.
He just presumes, I think.
Gotta ask.
And also, you basically wifed and a mum now, Heather, so how
I know.
about that? You're a cat mom.
Yeah.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Little girl.
She's the
You
cutest
think I'd have a
little
boy cat?
She's so cute, I cannot deal.
Yeah, I literally said to in a passing comment to Mikey, I was like, oh, I feel a bit lonely when I get home from uni because obviously I'm living by myself and I've gone from living with my friends to being by myself.
Oh yeah, can we touch into that really quick actually before we
Yeah.
go there? You no longer live at like a uni house.
Yeah.
How are you finding it? It was about time.
Yeah.
It was getting a little unsafe over there in Fellowfield.
It was getting a bit creepy. I think I've actually said this on my Snapchat story. The thing that tipped me over the edge was, so all my parcels were just like getting delivered to the houses down the road and they weren't like answering the doors, and then there was one where I'd been on this uni house's Ring doorbell and they'd put it on the private story.
Oh yeah.
And then I have a mutual friend who knows them and they were like, oh, these people have just put you on the private story.
Like
so I was like, it's just an inconvenience. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's getting a bit much,
I was in my
really.
sliders, I had my hoodie on, and like all my hair was messy. Like, I just don't really want to be being filmed. Like, it's just weird, innit? But the thing that sent, oh yeah, and then my parcels were like getting delivered to other houses, and then they weren't answering the door, so I was missing out on jobs. But the thing that tipped me over the edge was when I was like unlocking my door. I just got home from uni or something, and there were boys like stood across the road just filming me. No shame, like no, not even being discreet, like full on filming me. And then I said to Mikey, I was like, this, like, I just need to move out. Yeah. But then there was also like the clutter that I was just living in. Like, the house was getting so
much stuff, not enough room.
Yeah, the house was just getting so messy because of me, and it was annoying my friends because there was just boxes everywhere. There was everywhere. It
was not convenient for any party involved, basically. No,
and it was like frustrating just living in clutter, and I felt like I never had like a clear head because there was always everywhere.
Yeah.
This sounds like such a third world problem.
It does, but like that's your problem and that's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so nice just being in like new space.
Yeah, new mindset.
I feel like my head's so much clearer. Yeah. And I can like focus on things now, especially with them ADHD meds.
She's thriving and surviving. And then the cat.
Yeah. So it literally said to Mikey in a passing comment that I'd love a cat. I had a cat when I was younger called Fiona, and she died. She got hit by a car. She was absolutely feral.
Rip.
I know. She had a good life. Like, I think she was like 11 or 12.
Oh, she was slightly getting there anyway.
Yeah. But I love cats, and I said to Mikey, I was like, I'm thinking about getting a cat. Really want a cat, because obviously I work from home anyway. Yeah. I'm always in the flat. And then literally less than a week later, he texted me saying he was at my building, and he said, come downstairs, give me your keys, and then go and sit upstairs in your flat. And he'd been acting like weird for the past day. For that day, like, he'd barely been answering my text. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then he actually vlogged it, and then I was sat on my couch and he just brought me this gorgeous little ragdoll cat, and ever since then I've been in love and just been mothering, and
I'm obsessed. Yeah. It is literally so cute.
Did you listen to that voice note I sent you where she was meowing?
Yeah, she was meowing in the background.
She's the noisiest cat ever.
So cute though, it can be forgiven, you know what I mean?
She's so cuddly and affectionate as well. She's just perfect.
Yeah.
I get dead emotional like when she cuddles me.
Why?
Because I just feel
love her so much.
Yeah, like
I feel seen.
Yeah, like how can I just love something so much? I just want to squeeze her. Love that blush. Is that Rare Beauty?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's a little Rare Beauty moment.
Never actually used Rare Beauty.
Well, there we go. It's first time for everything.
Mhm.
Well, guys, I feel like we've touched base on pretty much everything. So
I feel like I'm talking so much.
No, I love it. It's great. It's what you're here for. We're gonna finish Heather's glam and come back with the finished look, so I can actually stand in front of the camera because it's getting a little bit tricky now. Bye.
John, bye.
Guys, we are back. This is the finished glam on the gorgeous Heather Bolton. Thank you, Heather, for joining us. It's been a lovely chat.
Thank you for having me. I feel like I talked so much.
No, I love it. We got a lot of convo. It's been really lovely. Now, me and Heather are going to go party tonight.
We're gonna get lit, crunk, drunk, make fool of ourselves.
Liddy. But yeah, that's all I've got to really say. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll put all Heather's links in the description.
Oh, will ya?
Obviously.
Thank you.
It'll
I'm gonna
be your
start a
fault 'cause I watch
YouTube
it anyway.
soon, guys.
Oh yeah, start the YouTube. I'll put the YouTube in the comments.
Yeah, link the YouTube. Go subscribe.
Yeah, and we will see you all again soon, I'm sure.
See you soon, guys, for another episode of Painted and Spill.
You should paint and spell.
Paint and Spill.
Love yous.
Bye.
Bye.